It's like, oh, in this fantasy of what my life may look like in the future, it's going to be all perfect and blissful and amazing. That's kind of like what the law of attraction tries to get you to buy into. And what you're trying to tap into in those instances isn't like this vision. You're creating a vision board and I want it to be this and this. You're tapping into a feeling. You're tapping into a state of being. That's why the law of attraction is misguided. And that's why you thinking that you're going to get all of this stuff, money, experiences, relationships, whatever, however that future moment may take shape, you're setting yourself up for failure, guys. Because it's not going to happen that way. It can never happen that way. You're like, I hope I get $5 million. You only get $500,000 and you're still somehow disappointed. 500 grand wasn't enough. God, hey, I said I wanted 5 million. What the fuck? Because I envisioned it enough, guys. I envisioned it. I planned it out. I felt into it. Come on, man, I'm abundant. I feel so abundant. Come on, guys. Where's this $5 million? The delusion. It should happen this way. It shouldn't happen that way. There's no such thing as should or shouldn't, guys. Only in the deluded human mind does that should or shouldn't exist. You know? It's like a concrete kind of a thing. It's like tangible. It's like it has to be this way. And there's no other realms of possibilities that are integrated into that potentiality that you're projecting. So you're limiting yourself. And if it doesn't happen the exact way that you think it's going to happen, you're disappointed. My life didn't work out for me. So let's use some examples, because I think that's probably the easiest way of looking at it. When you're a kid, you're like programmed, you're conditioned by your family and your circumstances and your surroundings and your friends, right? Relationships and your own personal thoughts and your own interactions and learning from doing, right? And then you get these ideas about how your life might look like in the future. What do you want to be when you grow up? What do you want to be? What do you want to be? Be. What are you going to be? Think about this, guys. What do you want to be? How can you be anything other than yourself at any given moment? So who I am in this moment, what do I want to be in the future, is still myself in the future moment, peaceful and serene and in touch with love. But now we're attaching behaviors and professions and, things that we do to ourselves. What do you want to be when you grow up? So this guy's like, let's shoot for something noble. I want to be a doctor when I grow up. And then your life goes a certain way, and it may or may not happen that you turn out to be a doctor, but oh no, do you set yourself up for disappointment if life doesn't work out and you envision yourself as a doctor and it doesn't happen that way? Yes, maybe you achieve being a doctor, but maybe even being a doctor ends up not being the thing that you wanted to do. So you're like, oh, when I finally achieve this doctor profession that I embody now, right? I'm attached to my profession now, that my life is complete. Hey guys, I made it. I have this job that I'm doing, and my expectations were met, but probably not. Probably not. Maybe like the all of the stuff that the doctor profession entails, like, is just not all it's cracked up to be. You thought it was gonna look one way, and it ends up looking a completely different way. And you're like, fuck this, I don't want to be a doctor anymore. Or maybe, I can't. I mean, I went through like 4 years of undergrad, and I went to medical school and residency, and I did all of these things, and I'm just going to give up on it? No, man. Come on, I planned this out when I was a kid, and now I have, you know what I mean? You get into trouble this way. You put yourself like in a corner, thinking that way. So another example, right? Like a young girl that imagines her future wedding, because girls do that. They like to picture this like most amazing wedding, and it all comes down to one day, and it has to be beautiful and it has to be perfect. And so many people are disillusioned by these bad marriages that they end up having. I'm not saying the marriage itself, guys. I'm saying the day of the marriage, the wedding day, okay? They picture the wedding to look amazing. right? I'm gonna have this and this, I'm gonna have these flowers and this cake, and my husband's gonna look like this, and my family's gonna be here, and his family's gonna be amazing, and everyone's gonna love me, and I'm gonna have the most amazing wedding. So you're setting up like these almost unachievable standards. And then the wedding day happens and it may or may not match your expectations. What's the likelihood of it matching? This fantasy that you've been creating your whole life. And as the day approaches, more pressure, more stress, because it has to be perfect. Guys, my whole life has been leading me up to this one moment. I've built it up so much. And now the day comes. Oh man. Oh no. Oh man, what did she think of the wedding? Did she like it? Was it okay with her? What did she think? Oh man, the bridesmaids, they were talking shit, and they're like, oh man, that wedding, it wasn't all it was cracked up to be. Oh no, the disappointment. The he said, she said. We're so worried about what everybody else thinks. All that matters is your own opinion of it. Did it meet your standards or not? Likely it didn't. But can you be content with the event after it happened, after you built it up? Wouldn't it have been easier if you never had the expectations to begin with and you were just kind of like, okay, I'm gonna hope for the best, but whatever happens, however it takes shape, I'm gonna be at peace with that outcome. And this applies to anything, guys. There's only two ways it can turn out. It meets your expectations or it doesn't. And there's a lot less room for error in the meeting of the expectations. Don't you see that? That it has to be a certain way, precise. And anything that falls outside of that like range of outcomes is not good enough. And then disappointment. So you're constantly setting yourself up for disappointment by having these expectations. My life was supposed to look a certain way. People were supposed to behave a certain way towards me, and everyone's so shitty, and I'm, just, oh man, I'm the innocent bystander, guys. I'm a victim. Oh no, life happened to me. Life's just not working out for me. I've tried and I tried. I keep setting myself up. I'm setting goals. Oh, where do you see yourself in 5 years? Where do you see yourself in 10 years? These deluded fucking practices that people put out there. Your goals and your expectations. What's your 5-year plan, man? Because it's got to match it. If God has a different plan in store for you, you're not okay with that. And that's the whole central issue behind this stuff, guys, is the resistance, man, and the faith in understanding that whatever plan God has for you is perfect. And your expectations are nothing compared to the eventuality of what your destiny is. All you can do is align yourself with the Spirit and plod along the course in the moment, spontaneously, adventurously, courageously. And that's where the magic lies. It doesn't lie in expectations and goals and then meeting your goals and surpassing your goals, okay? Yes, guys, don't get stuck on like the extremity of my message, okay? Like, yes, goals are useful. Some minor expectations are useful sometimes, but do not make them the end-all be-all of your fucking existence, bro. Don't do that to yourself, please. Let go of it. You will have more fun. You will enjoy your life more. You will be at peace more. No suffering, no struggle. If you are spontaneous, in the moment, and intuitive. That's where it's at. You're putting feelers out, man. You are the feelers, man. You are the fucking center of your own universe, walking around, and life is happening simultaneously to you. And you're influencing and creating and destroying and sustaining as you walk through life. So don't let society and cultural norms dictate how you're going to live your life. That's what this is all about, man. Is freeing yourself from that prison that everybody has this shit, man. Everybody has this mental prison they're projecting. with these expectations of what their life should or shouldn't look like. And it is all an illusion. It is all folly. It is all setting you up for constant disappointment. And the extreme of that is depression, guys. You're like, I tried this, it didn't work out. So you had an expectation, it didn't work out. You tried it again, and it didn't work out. And you kept failing, and God's like asking you to persevere. But on the third error, on the third failure, you're like, fuck this, I've tried 3 times, and I know the 4th outcome is also gonna be shit, right? Like whatever negative thing happened or whatever positive thing didn't happen for you in your mind, right? You have like this idea of some positive outcome. And then at that moment, you stunt yourself and you internalize it. That's what happens with the depression, man. You try and you try and you try. You set yourself up for failure by having these expectations, whether they're realistic or not. It doesn't really matter, honestly, because you can achieve anything you put your mind to. So there's no such thing as an unrealistic expectation. Within reason. Right? Like Eckhart loves to use like the example of like, it would never have been realistic for me to become like a fighter or a boxer because he's like small in stature and like it just wasn't, you know what I'm saying? Like, I'm never gonna be a basketball player. I'm never gonna be a professional football player. So like, yeah, there's extremes to this. But what I'm saying is like, within the realistic realm of possibilities, even within there, can exist your disappointment and setting yourself up for failure based on whatever expectations you have. And so for me, I don't know, man, I've gone through it. I've gone through it enough in my life to know. And every time I've looked back and looked at where I was most free, where I was most happy, it was always in the truly spontaneous, unexpected outcome. The letting life play out before me and just like sinking my teeth into this moment and only this moment. And the past is useful up to a point. Like occasionally I'll look at the past, you know, and I'll try and learn from it. But the key in the expectations is to not project yourself into the future, because that's where expectations lie. They don't exist in the past. Your past is already done. You already know that outcome, right? And so you're going to set yourself up for anxiety and depression if you're constantly setting up expectations and not meeting them. The surrounding environment didn't match your expectations. Oh no. Like I'm gonna go out tonight, guys. You know how many people think they're gonna go out and meet somebody? They're like, I'm gonna go to this bar, I'm gonna go to this club or whatever. And they're hoping, constantly hoping, trying. You know, there's this restlessness, energy, just on the prowl. I have to meet somebody to complete me. And you're expecting each night to hold, you're hoping, you're like, oh, I hope that I find Mr. Right, Miss Right, you know? Oh, why is everybody that I'm meeting, they're just so shitty? I have these expectations of what they're gonna look like, and they're just so shitty. Everyone's a creep. Oh my God, ew, you know? Maybe you're not meant to meet them. There, guys. Think outside of the box. Everyone's looking to get laid. Why? Like, yeah, okay, sex is good, but what are you turning it into? Is it like an intimate act where you're like truly seeking connection with somebody? Or is it just to fuck? Just so you can get off? I mean, what's the point? It feels good, okay, but so does drinking, so does smoking up, so does doing drugs, so does eating, you know, delicious foods. You can lose yourself in any of those activities, guys. It's you know what I'm saying? It's like, so you're setting yourself up for failure with these expectations. Like you're like, I'm gonna go out and I'm gonna meet Mr. Right. And every night that you go out and you don't meet Mr. Right is a disappointing night. It's a disappointing outcome. Like, yeah, I had fun with my friends and I danced and I drank and I did all of these things, but somewhere deep inside, like maybe it's like on the periphery even, you're just like kind of holding out hope that one of these nights you're gonna strike gold. You're gonna find that special someone. And every time you go out, silent disappointment. And then you go home and you're lonely and you're sad and feel sorry for yourself and all this bullshit. When in reality, God has who you're meant to be with at the perfect time. And most often, guys, and this is a cliche people say, that it happens when you least expect it, when you're not looking for it. Why? Because when you're constantly looking and trying and forcing, it's against the grain, man. You're swimming upstream, you're fighting the current of life. Life is trying to send you in a different direction to guide you to that place where you can potentially meet that partner you're looking for, but you keep forcing the fucking issue, expecting it to happen a certain way. And if it doesn't match this little mental image of what you're constantly projecting, then it's fucked, in your opinion. And God's wondering, he's like, when are they going to figure it out? If they keep butting their heads against the wall with these expectations, are they going to figure it out? And that's what comparison is too. That's what judging is too, right? If I'm comparing myself to someone else, like I look at how they lived their lives and it's like, oh, Jimmy got the car and the house and the wife and the kids, then my life should look like that too, right? It's only fair. So you compare yourself to them and now you expect what they have. And you're not okay with just being yourself, your most authentic self, your most beautiful self. Like if you're your most authentic self, you are so fucking gorgeous, man. You exude this confidence, this charisma, because you're okay. Zero fucks given, guys, what anyone thinks. Zero fucks given if my life works out the way it worked out for Jimmy. You see what I'm saying? Like you go to your family, like let's say like it's Thanksgiving and you gotta like go to your family, like hang out with your family, eat some turkey, watch some football and stuff. And you know you're gonna get it from your mom or your grandma or somebody because your life isn't happening according to their expectations for you. And you're just dreading it. Because every Thanksgiving, your mom and your grandma, or whoever, they give you shit for not meeting the right guy. When am I gonna get my grandkids? You know, like when am I gonna, it's like, it's all fucking silly. It's stupid. And instead of you putting your foot down and saying, fuck off and leave me alone, let me live my life, you let it happen. You let them walk all over you because you don't know how to set boundaries. Or you think it's disrespectful to put your mom or your grandma in their place when they're disrespecting you by constantly projecting this shit onto you. That's disrespect, guys. If someone's expecting something out of you and you're just not meeting their expectations, you're such a failure, they're basically calling you a failure to your face constantly with that energy, with that judging, comparison energy. It's like, fuck you, bro. I'm gonna live my life and it's gonna be beautiful. And I don't need your approval. I only need my own approval. And when my approval is met, it happens most frequently when I have no expectations. And I let the wind carry me wherever it feels like carrying me. And it's perfect, guys. All the time. You're not forcing. You're not forcing. It's just like free. It's effortless. It's energy just flowing out of you and manifesting your reality for you. That's the true law of attraction, guys. It's not vision board and projecting and why isn't my life working out this way and I want this and this and this and I want these things and I want this money and I want these experiences. Fuck all that shit, man. The true power lies in fully being aligned with the present moment. That's where the power is. Anything that comes your way is like perfect. It could be the most negative shit and you're like, I got this shit, man. It's nothing. It's nothing. And it could be the most amazing thing and you don't lose yourself in it and build up this like tiny ego and like, ooh, I'm so this shit because this awesome thing happened. You're centered, you're balanced all the time. The current moment is perfect. And if you stay truly rooted in it, you can't fly off the handle because you're so aware. You're aware of your thoughts, you're aware of your internal state of being, how you feel, your emotions. You notice it all the time. You can't get away from it. It's like this unhinged, obsessive centeredness, if that's a word. It's like fucking crazy. It's so extreme to live purely spontaneously in the moment. It's extreme as fuck because everybody out there is so used to constantly projecting through the mind into the future with these expectations all the time. If I keep living my life a certain way and it keeps happening over and over that way, that's confirmation that it's going to happen that way again. And so now when something new comes along, it surprises the fuck out of you. Instead of you fully being in the moment all the time and being okay with whatever comes up, you're never truly surprised because like the intuition is already accounting for any potential outcomes to happen. And it's amazing. And like you can be pleasantly surprised, like content with stuff, but you're not like, oh my God, I'm shocked that this happened. Nothing shocks you really because you know the full spectrum of stuff that can happen. And if it happens, okay. And if it doesn't happen, okay. Not, oh no, it has to happen. You shouldn't have done that. You should have done that. Oh man, I was hoping for this outcome, but then this outcome happened and now my life is ruined. You're arguing with what's happening. You're like, no, constantly resisting. No, I don't want that. I don't want that. I refuse it. And God's like, how can you refuse this moment? How can you refuse me? He's like, by resisting and by your expectations not being met, you're setting yourself up to basically be resisting God itself, which is the isness of this moment all the time. It's where it exists, guys. So you're denying yourself the connection with God by expecting all the time. Guys, and it's like, I know that this is kind of borderline extreme, right? I get it. But, and it's not to say that we're not going to have some plans or expectations of what may or may not happen, okay? It's delusional not to, okay? What I'm saying is eliminate most of it, because most of it is ultimately negative. It's going to have a negative influence on your life. It can't not, because it's built in that way. Your expectations are ruining your life. Really. Everyone, like all 8 billion people floating around with dozens, countless, who knows, hundreds of thoughts, expectations, and 99% of them are never met. And it's just disappointment after disappointment. And the only time that you can be free of it is when you put it aside and you fully step into the now, the current moment, and accept it for however it plays out. This future that holds all this promise. I'm going to get the perfect job. I'm going to meet the perfect wife or husband, whatever. And then my life is going to be great. And then all this suffering that I'm enduring right now, this suffering, but you don't understand that you're creating that suffering by projecting yourself into some imagined future. You're like, oh man, I really can't handle how shitty my life is now. Maybe it'll be better in the future. And like, yeah, that's a common thing, guys. If you're going through hell, the future does hold hope for you. The problem is that you're getting lost in that potential future. You know what I mean? Don't discard this current moment because it doesn't look the way you want it to look. Because only through that moment is the portal into you changing your future that you want to get to. It's so ironic, man. The moment that you let go and you're like not resistant and you're like fully aligned, like the fucking portal opens up inside you to create the most magnificent future you could envision for yourself. And it's going to exceed any possible expectations you may have for it. Because your little pea-brain fucking brain mind can't account for the fucking awesomeness, man. It can't. You think it's going to look a certain way, you're going to go to these parties and you're going to be around all these people and everyone's going to know your name and you're going to have all this money and you're going to do all these extravagant things. But you don't know that in 5 years from now, maybe you let go of half of that stuff. You don't even want to do that stuff. And you're more content with like a less exotic life. You're okay hanging out in the woods, going to a park, walking your dog. That like fucking brings you joy. Not all of this superfluous fucking like superficial shit that everyone's chasing themselves in. It's nonsense, all of it.